Hi folks, it's John here from Taming the Trunk. Welcome to Ask Me Anything About Evernote number 5. Don't forget to leave your questions in the comments if you've got any, and I'll put them on the big list. If you're watching this on YouTube, head over to tamingthetrunk.com. That's tamingthetrunk.com. Loads of Evernote articles and all sorts of stuff over there to dig into. If you're already on Taming the Trunk, thank you, and subscribe. You know what to do. Right, so let's get on with it. This week we have 2 questions, one from Phil, one from John. Not me, honest, didn't make one up. So let's get on with the first one. Phil. What do you want, Phil? Will the shortcuts we see in the web and Windows versions, being able to add shortcuts to a note by adding the @ symbol, will they be available on Android? Well, I hope so. I know the @ symbol is quite popular. So for those who don't know what it is, it's a way of linking to a note, another note within Evernote, internally linking. So you basically type @ and you get a whole list of notes appear, like so. So I could link to, I don't know, my daily journal, like so. And then when you click on it, it goes directly to the note. There's a few little things that you can do. You could have a title version like so, or you can have a little bit of a preview as well, like that. So there is a way of kind of like internally linking using the @ symbol. Yeah, I would like to see it. I'm not entirely sure. Would this be useful on phones? I mean, I know I prefer not to do much typing on my phone if I could help it. I prefer to just tap, to be fair. I don't know, tablets, absolutely. If you're using like a little keyboard or something on an iPad or an Android tablet or something, I could see that really, really useful. But I hope it will be brought over. I know there's a plan to kind of like make the web and Windows and Mac versions kind of like, make the phone versions more similar. I mean, you can't make them exactly the same because, there's just not enough space on the screen. But to make the sort of like the feeling of you're using the same app a little bit more. So hopefully it will come over. It is quite popular, so I would imagine it will at some point in the future. Second question, John. It would be good to be able to reply to an email forwarded to Evernote from within the app. That's interesting, isn't it? Also have subfolders. Finally, any hints of setting up a GTD, a Get Things Done system using tasks? GTD system. Wow. Okay, so reply to an email forwarded to Evernote. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure I'd use that myself, but I'm sure there are some use cases. Let me know some use cases if you've got some. I would more likely do the forwarding from my mailbox, to be fair. But I understand that. I think emailing a note to somebody else, we could do that already. I think maybe that could be a little bit better, a little bit nicer. But they are working on kind of collaboration stuff at the moment, so maybe that would be useful. But I've not heard it mentioned, but it could be useful. Let me know some use cases. Subfolders, so kind of like sub notebooks. So at the moment, the hierarchy in Evernote is kind of like a stack, which holds a whole bunch of notebooks. And then the notebooks hold notes. There have been a few folk who have kind of like said, I'd like to see a stack and then maybe even a substack. Or there's a stack and then a notebook which holds notes, and then a sub notebook underneath it which also holds notes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that could be a good idea. I'm not sure how far I'd want to go. How far would you want to go? I mean, should it be unlimited? Should you let folks... Because, I mean, I'd lose stuff and I'd just end up making some sort of bizarre concoction like my Windows computers, like with subfolder after subfolder after subfolder, and it would just end up as a complete mess for myself, to be fair. So how many? 4? 2? 3? I think it could be a good idea. Another level of hierarchy could be a good idea. I know they've been looking at notebooks. There was something mentioned in the Evernote expert forums asking for questions, asking for ideas and thoughts about the whole kind of like notebook world, about how, and I think they were doing a fair bit of research on it. So I don't know if sub notebooks are coming, but I know that kind of like making notebooks better as a whole is definitely being thought about at the moment. And finally, any hints about setting up a get things done system? I tried it once. I wasn't very good at it. I'm hopeless at like doing other people's systems. I have my own system, which is kind of like, I don't think it would work for anybody else because other folks haven't got the same brain as me, which is probably a good thing. I've read Dave Allen's book on GTD, and I couldn't get on with it myself, but I know a lot of people use it. Now, what I will do is that there are a lot of people out there using Evernote in a kind of like a get things done, a GTD system. So here's a link for you, okay? Stacey, one of the other Evernote experts, has a whole bunch of articles on her website about GTD, right? I think it was updated earlier on this year. So this is the link down here. And what I'll do is I'll leave this link in the show notes and the little notes to the video, and you can just tap on that. But go in for that. It's about 6 or 7 pages of, and it goes quite into depth about how to do GTD in Evernote. So it could be a good read. It might fire off a few ideas and a few thoughts and a few organisation tips and things like that. So have a good look at it. It's well worth a read. So that's it. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments and I shall try and answer them for you. And thanks for watching.